So guys, welcome back to the channel. I remain your host Agu Joseph. In this video, I'll be sharing with you how you can basically achieve this glow effect in Photoshop, and this glow effect has been trending all over in the internet. I said I have to come forward to share this with my community. So for those of you that are interested, do well to pay attention in terms of every detail on how to achieve this. If you gain value, leave a comment in the comment section and leave a like. If you are new to the channel, do well to smash the subscribe button. So I'll be using this design as a case study, and all I have to do is to just turn off the glow effect, and I'll be walking you through on how to replicate it from scratch. So the first thing you need is just your pen tool. Make sure the pen tool is selected, and make sure this is set on shape to be precise. All you have to do is to head over into your canvas with your pen tool selected. So you come over here, left click, and come over here, left click and drag to create a curve of this nature like this. Okay, and coming over here, holding Alt, break this, and left click to create a curve that basically extends this way. Okay, so you can hold Alt to break this by left clicking, click here, and actually connect it to the original starting point. You can hold Ctrl while still using the pen tool, and you can click on this point and make what adjustments to them at any point in time in the design. Okay, please take note of that. You can still hold the control and control the angles. Okay, that is basically why using this particular tool. Okay, so after we are done with this, I have to change the fill color of this by clicking over here, double clicking over here, and we're using this hex code. Here's the hex code to the color I'm using. I'll click on OK. That is the first step. So the next step we need to do is to bring in the image we'll be using. Okay, so over here I have this image. Okay, I actually got this image from Pinterest to be precise. So this is normally the original look of the image. Okay, so all you have to do is to make sure you size it up and make sure it is well fitted into the shape you want to clip max it to. Okay, it is now fitted. All I have to do is to do what? Right click and click on create a clipping mask. That is the first thing you have to do. Now the image has taken the shape of the other layer beneath. Okay, so I'll select this layer, make sure it's still selected, head over to the blending option and change the blending mode to what? Overlay. Okay, that is the first step. Now moving on as well, we would like to now add the glow effect around the edge of this shape. All you have to do is to select the layer, right click on it and click on blending option. Okay, so now while being on blending option, all you have to do is to work with bevels and emboss. Okay, now over here you can play with each of the style and see how they basically bounce out. Okay, but for this I'm setting this on bevels and emboss, and I'll be playing with the depth. Okay, so you can control the depth radius to around this is okay. You can control this by setting the direction to up, control the sizing by scaling it down. So let me say around this. It is more of an eyeballing situation. Please don't be comfortable with my parameters. It actually depends on what you're actually working on. Okay, so there are no fixed dimension while working with this. So for this I have to soften this as well. Okay, with the help of my eyes, and I think I'll leave other settings the video. Head over to inner glow as well. This is set on white, full white. Here's the hex code. And what else? We change the blending mode for this to color dodge. We also play with the opacity by scaling down the opacity radius, and also coming over here to play with the size. So for the size I can take it all the way to around let me see. Okay, I think around this figure is okay. What else again? I can still come here to play with the range if being needed. Okay, so I think the range is okay. I'll leave other settings. You can turn it off on it to see the effect, and you can click on OK. That is in terms of that. So moving on, I can select this layer, holding shift, click on this arrow to collapse the group, hold shift, select both layers and hit Ctrl G to group them. Now we have grouped them, they become one entity. The next thing we might need to do maybe is to add another inner glow. I'll right click on the group and click on blending option, head over to inner glow over here, and play with what this following radius. So I'll set this on what color dodge, and I'll set this to around the opacity of around 11. Okay, so if I turn this off and turn it on, you see the before and the after on what the glue. Okay, so after that you can leave other settings the way they are and click on OK. That is for this. So moving on as well, if we need to maybe make modification in terms of the color, I can come over here to hues and apply the hues and saturation. Click on this to create a clipping mask, so that the effect or the choice of color will only affect this particular shape. So if I play with this way, you can see that it only affects that particular layer. Okay, please take note of that. Okay, it is more of an eyeballing situation. Okay, for the saturation as well, we can boost up the saturation, need it to be much darker. Okay, and reduce the lightness of this to around let me see, I think around this is okay. So you can see without and with what this particular option. So all I have to do next to create the one that I'll be placing behind, all I have to do is to do what, select the clip mask holding shift, select the group. I can just rename the group. Let me double click on it and call this glow. Okay, glow 1. Okay, select this, hold shift, select this other one, make a duplicate by hitting Ctrl J. Okay, so for this newly duplicated one, I would like to send it to to the back. Okay, so but before doing that, make sure the two are selected, then you drag it behind the subject. Okay, so for this particular one here, the one at the front, I'll select it, select the hue, hold shift, select the group with the name glow 1, and hit Ctrl T, right click and flip horizontally. Okay, and you can do adjust the positioning like this. Okay, and just do this way. Okay, and I can come over here to where I have this and the hues and saturation, select both layers, hit Ctrl T, and I can choose to bring this to the top this way. Okay, so you can choose to position it around somewhere here like this. Okay, so that was how I actually achieved this. If there is need for adjustment, you adjust them. Okay, you adjust their position properly so that it will look nice. Okay, so that was how I was able to achieve this. So ladies and gentlemen, I think you have actually gained value. If you have any thoughts or any question in mind, leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section as well, and also leave a like if you actually gain value on this. And if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell as usual, so that you get notification whenever I upload new content. And to our returning subscribers, thank you guys for always watching. As usual, we'll see you in the next.